Hi guys, this is MTG Storm here, and I thought I'd introduce myself with a quick deck tech. Over the course of this con's standard meta, I've become a bit of a Jeskai fanboy, and I thought I'd show you my rendition of Jeskai tempo / control. So let's start things off with the land base. Right here we've got two basic plains, two basic islands, three basic mountains. So far we've got 7 lands. So the next lands that I'm about to bring up are the more expensive ones. So please feel free to switch them out for the life lands, or so that you get a better idea of what they are. The ones that enter the battlefield tapped and give you 1 life. So here we have 2 Shivan Reef from M15, the Pain lands. Very nice, very solid. 1 Battlefield Forge, 2 Wooded Foothills, so the fetch lands, so you can get your red, and 2 Flooded Strands to get your white and your blue. Up here, we've also got 2 Temples of Triumph. Don't necessarily have to be the quickest in Jeskai tempo / control. 1 Lifeland, a Tranquil Cove, because I felt like I needed a dual land and I just don't happen to have a Temple of Enlightenment. And 3 Mystic Monasteries. I find running 3 instead of 2 is a little bit better in this case, simply because it allows for better mana fixing, and that is extremely important, especially in Jeskai. And that brings us to a 20 card land base. A lot of people might think that's a little small, not so much here. So moving on to the creature base that we have here. Starting things off with, for the uncommon all-star, Monastery Swiftspear, 1 mana for 1/2 haste with prowess. Very, very strong. And I have this all organized by converted mana cost and card type. 2 Jeskai Elders, simply because it allows me to filter through my deck if I deal combat damage to a player. 4 Seekers of the Way. Now, this guy is very integral for the deck because these will allow you to stave off damage long enough to get your mana base sorted out and have the spells that you need to win. 4 Satyr Firedancers, the Burn All-Star from Born of the Gods. I honestly love these guys so much. A lot of people don't play them in their tempo decks, though, oddly enough. But I love them. They're an immediate threat, and they need to be answered. Otherwise, you're going to start burning them to death immediately. 4 Magma Jets, because you need that scry, and combine that with Satyr Firedancer, and you're going to be burning out any early threats and dealing damage to them. 4 Lightning Strikes, just because it's basically staple burn. That brings us to the end of the 2 converted mana cost. Moving on to 3. Jeskai Windscout. Now this one is one that I was thinking about not putting in here, but there isn't a whole lot in the way of non-mana intensive flyers. So I decided a 2/1 for 3 flyer with prowess isn't so bad, and it's only a 2/of, so it's really not that terrible. Alright, so here comes debatably one of the most money intensive parts of the deck, because it's a must, and that's 4 Mantis Riders. A 3 mana 3/3 flying vigilance haste. It's just brutal. Honestly, you do need to get 4 to make this deck really work, because it is a win condition. Next up we have 3 Winter's Flame. Yeah, it doesn't allow you to deal damage to a player, but it allows you to burn out their smaller creatures and tap down their larger threats. plus activate prowess, which is just amazing. Jeskai charms, 4 of, because they're just incredibly strong, allowing you to pump your creatures, deal 4 damage to them, or put their creature on a target creature on top of their library. Like, where can you go wrong there? The up-and-coming all-star of this season, Jeskai Ascendancy. It essentially enables double prowess and allows you to have blockers, so it's like pseudo vigilance if you're dropping non-land permanents and combat tricks. 3 banishing light, because you need banishing light in order to keep things under control, and it also enables prowess just like everything else. So that comes to the end of the deck itself, but let me grab the sideboard here. So the sideboard is 15 cards, this is every other sideboard. So we have 2 mana swipes, yes, mana swipes, that makes sense. Mind swipes, the new syncopate more or less, except it's better because it burns them. Very, very strong. 2 end hostilities for the incredibly aggressive decks that are too difficult to maintain control over. 1 more Jeskai Ascendancy to round out the 4 of. 4 suspension fields. Now this is one I did not main deck because it's just too particular about the power the creature must have, so I figured it's better sideboard material than anything else. 4 deflecting palm to stave off damage, and have satyr firedancer combo off of that, and 2 triton tactics for combat tricks, and to enable prowess and just be an asshole when you're blocking more or less. I love this card, honestly, it's great. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Catch you next time.